If you're tired of hearing the right is crazy when it's the left gunning people down. If you've grown weary of hearing white folks are bad and they're abusing the blacks and browns. If you're tired of listening to the media lies, it's time to wake up, patriot, and open others' eyes. Wake up, patriots, and grab your gun. Let's stand our ground, let's have some fun. It's time to remove the crazies, hop the phone crack. It's time to all stand up and take our nation back. If it makes you mad, they block to stop the steal, where Republicans are the majority, but still they fail. Then might I suggest you get off your duff and put an end to this leftist stuff. Cause they're only winning when we have no voice. It's time to rise up and make some noise. We need an FBI that can be trusted. It's time the whole Obama crowd all gets busted. Wake up, patriots, and grab your gun. Let's stand our ground, let's have some fun. It's time to remove the crazies, hop the phone crack. It's time to all stand up and take our nation back. Trixie, Sean, and Mark on Wake Up Patriots or Patriots After Dark. While you're listening there, you will have some fun, but you'll also learn how to get it done. Just read the comments, meet some friends, cause we've got a battle going on. Wake up, patriots, and grab your gun. Let's stand our ground, let's have some fun. It's time to remove the crazies, hop the phone crack. It's time to all stand up and take our nation back. Don't just stand there and watch the nation tumble. Go to Wake Up Patriots, it's there on Rumble, and maybe toss some change in the cup. And don't forget to give a big thumbs
up for Wake Up Patriots.
So wake up, patriots, and get her done. Do it for your daughter, do it for your son. It's for our kids, we must turn things back. It's time for action and not just smack.
Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hello, George.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
Oh, good morning. And how are you?
I don't know. Oh, it's your birthday. 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 Your birthday. It's your birthday.
Yep. Another year older. Not another year wiser, just another year older. I should be smarter.
Well, good morning, everybody in the chat here.
Yep, we got that.
And
prayers for Bird's husband. He had surgery and he's getting he had to get blood this morning and everything. So I want to say prayers for Bernadette's husband. You know, Bernadette's universal.
Yep. Yes, I know.
Okay, I know. Just because I wanted to make sure everybody knows.
See, something like this, you should have your Bible thing. You should have like something like a healing, one of the healing things. So put it in automatically.
We have a healer coming on later, though. Actually,
that's right, we do.
And Colleen Wallace will be here later, and she's
a good friend of ours.
Yes, and she's very nice, and she's a nurse practitioner and has a primary care health clinic and everything. And she's going to come on every 2 weeks and talk about different health issues and everything. So I thought that would be very nice. So, well, thank you. I'm glad I was born too. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the show. Thank you. Yeah, somebody said happy birthday. They were glad I was born. So
When God made her, he threw them all away because the God couldn't handle the word, hold another one, couldn't handle another one.
yeah, God said, "That's it. I'm done. I can't take no more."
No, too many trickies there.
Yeah. So but there's some weird stuff going on. I know Red sent me some stuff about Darlene Graham, and I got to go through some of it, but about the different donations that were made and about Ralph Norman and everything and how things are going. So yeah, not good. Not good if you're a Ralph Norman fan, and not good if you want everything to go red. So red, get it? That was a pun intended if you wanted to go red. And Red sent me the stuff.
But it's true because of the way everything is. That's why we're in the same. I can't curse. It's too early, but that's why we're in the same effing hole all the time because with the same people, right?
Yes.
Here we go. Because everybody didn't want who they wanted in the election for the governor of Florida, now everybody's starting parties. Let's start a party. We got a Christian party. We got a pizza party. We got to have a tomato sauce party. We got to have all this stuff.
We're going to have a prayer party here in a minute, too.
Yeah. It's just amazing. I got my little Jesus on my line. I got my little Jesus. Yeah.
I'm going to play this. I like the Jesus is going off the table on the. Well, let me do the Bible verse of the day before we get ourselves in trouble.
Yes, we shall. Yes, we shall.
Okay. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And that's John 8:32. I think that applies to you, George.
Let me tell you something. That's going to set me free until I have certain people. I don't want to say nothing. Don't get me started.
I like it. I like getting you riled up.
No, actually tomorrow. Gotta wait back tomorrow.
Son. Yeah, I know they broke the mold on me.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
All right, let's do the pledge before we really go off the rails.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There we go. Now we're all patriots.
Born to ride for 45, George. It is exactly the same thing here. I know it's like that all over the place. It's amazing.
I like that. I think it's so funny. Okay.
I'll wait for Maureen to come. What?
Maureen's in there.
Well, no, I'm just let me download what it did here.
You can download whatever you want. Did you see about Sean Parnell yesterday? They found more documents and stuff. It's in burn bags, and it's not good.
Now, Sean Parnell he's the assistant for Pete, the Secretary of State. I had nothing to do about. They must have had burn bags in the Pentagon, if anything. So.
Well, Sean had a good statement yesterday. I'll play it.
We are conducting a thorough review of what took place in Afghanistan, and I'm going to be honest with you about what that's turning up. The deeper we look, the more there is to look at. We are finding things that we did not expect. Recently, my team recovered highly relevant classified documents, material that should have been disclosed, stashed, and hidden away in safes where they would not be found. And after the team reviewed these documents, it became clear why someone tried to hide them. I'm not going to give you a convenient version of the truth, nor will I give you a rushed one. Here is my commitment. We are following the evidence to wherever it leads and to whoever it touches. We're not accepting incomplete or comfortable answers. The American people and the families who sacrificed everything are owed the full picture of how and why those decisions were made, and we're going to give it to them.
Yeah, and from what I understand, there was paperwork related to the withdrawal of Afghanistan in there and the debacle at Abbey Gate. So there's probably a lot more to it than we even knew. And the other thing was, didn't Trump was giving away medals to the guys that were at Abbey Gate, the ones that Biden demoted for trying to do things at Abbey Gate. They actually had that ceremony where he awarded them. They were demoted, I think, if I'm correct. And
Yes, you are.
Trump turned around and medaled them and put them back to where they are and made them back whole again. And that just shows you how evil Biden is and how awful that whole administration is to try to cover up something that was that tragic, and it was caused by them. You know, they're just like covering their ass on everything. And to put crap in burn bags over that, if I was one of the Gold Star mothers, you know, I would demand answers. You just can't be quiet about something like that. You just can't.
Well, it's known as the thing called CYA. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they just don't. They just what do you call it? They just don't.
Can't they bring military charges against the people that were involved with this instead of going through civil court? Can they do military? Do you know?
Yes, they can.
And so military court, could that be a death penalty case maybe?
Well, it depends on the treason condition that there's treason stuff into it that they could do that. So,
well, whoever put the burn bags aside, you wonder. This is my question. Since they're finding all these different burn bags, you wonder, were there patriots that were there that put them knowing that they wouldn't get found before that administration left and left them for the Trump administration to find? Or did the Trump administration actually keep overturning rocks until they found them? That's the question I would want to know, is which way did that go? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it depends. It depends. But the thing is that with the jury in the court of the tribunal court, which they have military, they have to have military, I believe, military lawyers and stuff. So, I mean, it's really deep. It depends how the charges are brought too. So that's what the big part of it is. So that's what the question would be. If that, what the hell's going on here? I know I downloaded this thing. I'm doing something very important. I just hold on a second. I'll be with you.
Well, that's okay. You keep doing what you do. I'll talk. I can talk really well. It's no problem.
Yeah, but it depends how far it's going to go. That's the process of it. You know, it depends how far it's going to go.
Well, I'd like to see, accountability. Okay, that's the word of the day. That's the word of the year. That's the word of the decade, I think, is going to be accountability. But you want somebody to go to jail for something. We just do. I mean, we're not going to rest until something happens. I mean, and this is one thing that happened that I really, my kid's calling me. I can't answer the phone. I really think this guy should go to jail. And I'll play this. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Well, I hope he was speaking metaphorically. And I'm sure you know the Philadelphia district attorney, Larry Krasner. He was talking about the ballroom, the President Trump's ballroom. In a press conference yesterday, the headline said, Philadelphia district attorney says, we're going to blow it up when discussing Trump's White House ballroom. Obviously, I hope he was speaking metaphorically. When do you think that this will get resolved so that the ballroom can be built?
Well, the ballroom is being built, and it's disgusting that a district attorney in Philadelphia, who, by the way, has a city with its own problems, is so focused on what the president is doing at the White House. And by the way, and so that's something we're continuing to litigate. The ballroom is being built; it's not stopped, and the Supreme Court issued the stay, which allows us to continue to do the work. And this isn't just about a safe, secure place for the president and his family and world leaders. It's also a national security issue, which we've been talking about now for months and months and months. And the fact that you even have a local district attorney, instead of focusing on his own city's problems, his own city's crimes, talk about, quote, blowing it up, is reflective of how divisive and unfortunate the Democrats have made this issue. But yes, we're going to continue to build the ballroom. President Trump has promised that to the American people, and we're going to continue to back him up in court to make sure that it can get built.
All right, Mr. Attorney General, thank you for kicking off our 10 a.m. hour. We appreciate it.
These
You know what?
leftists are nuts.
Well, let me tell you what the kicker is. The majority of money of the ballroom is coming out of donations that were given to Trump.
Mhm.
So what happens is it's just they have nothing, so they got to pick on something. They got to worry. They got to take the distraction off of Pica, because now they're all trying to get away from Pica because of what he said about, we deserve 9/11 and 9/11's 25th year. I tell you one thing, if I would see Pica and anybody could come and see me, I would grab him. For me, what I saw that day, and he says something like that. Talk about a piece of shit. I beat him so I would beat him until he couldn't breathe halfway. Put it that way.
Well, the thing is that they feel comfortable enough to do this publicly. And that's how much they normalize political violence on the left. And that's what's scary, that they don't have any qualms whatsoever about coming public and saying things like that. And he's a prosecutor. He knows what can happen to him for doing things like
Well,
that.
don't forget, he was born in Turkey. He doesn't want to admit that he's a Muslim, but he is a Muslim. So,
Were you talking about Krasner or Pike?
No. Pica.
Okay, I was talking about Krasner.
Well, Krasner is Soros. Soros sent them so much money for his campaign. It was unbelievable, and it was well known. He's even got a picture with Soros' son too. You want to play this little video? This is Fahit Maureen. Here you go. I was chuckling. I got my Jesus on my light. I got my Jesus on my light. I got my Jesus. I got my Jesus. My little Jesus on my light.
That's cute. But they're not driving off the table.
Yeah, that's right.
That one's he's not riding today.
Michael was born in Jersey? No, I thought he was. I got to find that out. I think it was. No.
That's what Red says. He was born in New Jersey. I think she'd probably be right.
Anchor Baby, maybe? Oh, yeah, Anchor Baby. Maybe. I don't know. I thought he was born in the sandwich place, Turkey. Well, anyway, we have a lot of good stuff today. Besides what Trixie mentioned.
Oh yeah,
Colleen,
but yep, Marilyn's got a good point. Amazing how freedom of speech is being used against us. Yeah, the left thinks it's normal to talk about violence and threaten people and get away with it.
I put a post on Facebook today. I said, "Dear Girl Scouts of America, why do you allow all these patches of Islamic Muslim stuff, right? But they don't allow a cross or a Christian church or the Star of David being allowed put on their uniforms. But it's amazing how they did it. It's amazing how they accommodated. It's amazing how they accommodate a religion that's not a religion. But maybe that's why. Who knows? Mm-hmm.
Well, the whole thing, I just freaking lost my train of thought again. Oh my God.
Oh, that proves that you're engaged. Here goes.
Not enough coffee this morning. What?
You said you traded thought. You missed. But God said brains, you thought he said trains, and you missed yours. How's that?
Choo choo. Yeah. No, I thought. Oh, about Islam. Pat Carr and I were going back and forth on X last night about Islam and everything. And it is definitely, it's a cult. And the point I made was that our God is a God of love and light, right? And Allah is a God of violence, retribution, vengeance, and death. Now, if you're to go ahead and pick a religion, which Islam, in my opinion, is not a religion, it's a cult, wouldn't you pick Christianity and have a God of love rather than a God of vengeance and violence and death?
No, because it depends on what they preach. They preach the lies that they say, but the whole thing is nobody reads the whole Quran. I read that Quran, and it's like unbelievable. They just want to. I don't we're going to discuss this stuff about Muslims, but the whole thing is that they just and you saw it. I mean,
I brought up Piker, so I brought that up.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I've seen it. I saw it. I've been seeing it all over the place. I tell you where I've been and what events I went to, like what we were told to help out Jewish people doing a rally, rally, and then 300 of them came out like roaches. Not the Jews. I'm talking about the Alibabas that came out. You know what's funny? What's funny is the news didn't even come to our side to interview the Jewish people, right? They ran all the way to the Muslim side and did the interview. So, I see you combed your hair differently there. So.
Yeah, I did. I was I did a little different hairstyle. I did Trixie birthday hairstyle today. Happy birthday, Trix.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Another year older, not another year smarter, though. That's all I say.
Good morning, USA. Good morning, Denise.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I'll be in and out today because at the meeting I gotta get on to at 9. But
it's gonna be like the burger, In-N-Out burger.
I'll be like Dr. Mike, in and out.
Hey, did you hear the best part about Buc-ee's?
No,
Buc-ee's
what?
says, Buc-ee's goes, we're not putting any stores in the blue state.
Oh yeah, yeah. With the guy who started Buc-ee's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Clarence Thomas. Did you hear Clarence Thomas in his interview with Ted Cruz says Buc-ee's is one of his destinations all the time.
Oh, really? That would be cool. Imagine being in Buc-ee's and running into Justice Thomas at the pulled pork station there. That'd be kind of cool.
Well, they're gonna have to move the one in Virginia because of that one. She turned Virginia into a blue state.
Oh, Spam Burger.
Yeah.
Spam
They
have one in Virginia. I didn't know they have one in Virginia.
Yep, they do. And the best one is Spam Burger. Right? Did she work for CIA?
Mm-hmm.
Was that?
Yep.
About that one?
Yeah, she was CIA person.
Yep, Buc-ee's. But Buc-ee's, I tell you what, they have a lot of patriotic stuff in there, which is cool. You know, it's a shame they don't have any. I don't know if they started maybe get some of the. My
What are you gonna say?
I'm just spinning.
You are.
I'm just.
You're
You know
spinning?
what time is it? I got
It's
an
8:15.
excellent video about something about citizenship.
If you're just spinning. What happened?
Well,
If you're just spinning,
oh, go ahead.
you want to take a look at this? Okay.
Yeah, spin.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you were just spinning, I got a video to play real quick if you want. It's low energy Telerio or whatever they call them. Did you see that ad?
Oh yeah. No, go ahead. That's a good one. Yep. Play it. That's cool.
Well, my mission in life is to
I'll show
take
it
a
to you.
picture in Buc-ee's arms every Buc-ee's I go by. That's what I want to do.
Well, he wants to share a video.
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
I just said my aim was to get in a Buc-ee's, sit in the Buc-ee's arms every time you pass the
You almost
Buc-ee's.
fell out of the other one.
I think we lost Sean.
Yeah.
He's frozen.
Was it?
You're frozen, Sean. How cold is it in New Jersey?
There he goes. He's back.
You're back. He's back. All right. We'll
You
play
were
that.
frozen, you kid. Yeah, you're freezing.
I'm sorry. I was frozen, I think.
Yeah.
Is it on there?
It's on there, but there's no
Guys
volume.
I'm having a technical difficulties here.
I think you better go out and come back in.
Yeah, it's
There
not
it is. All
playing.
right, ready?
Yeah.
A weird candidate. God is non-binary. There are many more than 2 biological sexes. In fact, there are 6. It is now existential that we try to reduce our meat consumption. The American flag is such a complicated symbol for most of us. Prophetic voices like Jesus have helped me reckon with my own whiteness, my own masculinity. Our southern border should be like our front porch. There should be a giant welcome mat out front. No need to sit and cry over, your whiteness.
It's not family friendly.
I love, I'm just saying this because it's on my mind, the trans children.
The Democrats have a weird candidate. Low T Tellerico. Too weak for Texas. Lone Star Liberty PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Well, that's a donation.
I think that's a good ad.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a good ad. I mean, I think you could run Snoopy up against him, and Snoopy would win, right? I mean, that's like, I think that I would just keep on blasting that ad. That would be it. That would be enough for me.
We got to. The whole thing is convincing the people. I mean, who's coming out? And the whole thing is a lot of them like to come out, especially the ones that have, a lot of them have TDS syndrome in there, whatever.
Well, they're talking about Paxton. Is Paxton leading in the polls? Well, Tallarico is out. What do you call it? He's getting way more donations than Paxton, and that's why Trump is heading to Texas today, is to help Paxton out. I think in a general election, I think Paxton is going to win. I can't see Tallarico winning.
The money's coming. The money he's getting, good. But the money, the money's getting it.
Mm-hmm. But we can't set it out and just think he's going and assume he's going to win. I mean, I think this is like a do or die election. Yeah.
That's the problem. People's going to say, oh, he's got it. Right? A lot of people take it for granted that they don't,
Well, there was, look at the primary. It was a contentious primary, right, between Paxton and what's his name? What the hell was the sitting senator's name?
Yeah.
They went into Cornyn. They had to go into another vote. Then they have kind of like South Carolina.
Yeah, runoff. Yep.
Yeah, runoff, and Cornyn outspent Paxton a lot of money. So hopefully the people come out. I mean, you want a guy like Tallarico, or would you? I mean, I'd rather have Cornyn than Tallarico.
Mm-hmm.
What's that tell you, right?
Yeah. Well, look at him like Maureen said the whole thing is about how much money he spent with the runoff of Corcoran. But the whole thing is it's very hard to win an election without money. And Tellerico there, he's getting a lot of money from out of Texas, not all in Texas. And all the stuff, like Soros will give him millions. The China from another company that's owned by China will give him money. All the ones that are anti-American or anyone with TDS will donate money to him from other states. It's not only from Texas. So the whole thing is got to get convinced. I mean, Trump's got $400 million in his kitty, which he can donate the money to to Paxton. I think.
Speaking of kitty, I got the Buc-ee's video up. If you want to play it, Trix, real quick. It's only a minute.
Buc-ee's.
Yeah, here we go.
We're building in a lot of places, but when you find a conservative, business-friendly state with a phenomenal workforce, it makes a difference. And I'm starting to realize life's too short to try to build in places that people don't appreciate what you're bringing, versus a place like this where people do appreciate what you're building. So that leadership, that concept, that idea of conservative, business-friendly, family-oriented concept works so much better if it trickles down from the very leadership, from the very top at the governor's office, at the congressman, at the senator, at the mayor, the representatives. And so what we found when we got here into Benton was a business-friendly town that said, let's roll up our sleeves and let's go get a Buc-ee's built.
Now here's the best thing. One thing I want to say, we look at the signs that are out there, how much they pay their workers. It's unbelievable. They got a manager that's almost $250,000. The one that runs the manager place. I think it was like $250,000. I mean, they pay good money to their people. $25 an hour. But
they're a big operation, without a doubt. It was fun to go to.
And they're not public.
Yeah. I'm sorry to rush that in, but I got to run out. So I figured I would throw that in there because people were talking about it in the chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know. You know how much we appreciate you sharing your time with us, Sean. We really
Yeah,
do. I mean,
it's
I know you have a regular job and everything, so we appreciate you a lot.
Well, I appreciate you guys. So it's always fun to come in. I'll, if the meeting gets done, I'll try to swing back before you guys are off.
All right.
Come back with a rum bucket for me.
Yeah, I'll come back with a Bucky's. What was it? Bucky's nuggets.
Beaver nuggets.
What was it?
Beaver nuggets.
Beaver nuggets. I'll come back with some beaver nuggets.
That and a sandwich.
Yeah, I'll make a sandwich.
That's never going to get old.
I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. I'm sorry. I have to do that all the time. Oh, yeah. Okay. So,
would you like to play this video? It's very interesting about your citizenship when these people come into this country.
okay.
Candidates, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely...
Can the United States revoke someone's citizenship? The answer is yes, under certain circumstances. If someone became a U.S. citizen through naturalization, and that citizenship was obtained through fraud or material deception, a federal court can revoke it. The legal process is called denaturalization. The principle is straightforward. When someone applies to become a U.S. citizen, they're expected to answer the application truthfully and take an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Now imagine this hypothetical. An applicant spends years publicly declaring that they have no intention of supporting the Constitution. They express support for or have ties to a designated terrorist organization. The evidence is public: videos, speeches, written statements. Then they apply for U.S. citizenship. On the application and during the interview, they deny or conceal that history. Finally, they take an oath swearing to support and defend the Constitution. If that oath was knowingly false, if the application was based on fraud or material deception, the law allows the citizenship to be challenged through the process of denaturalization. The process of denaturalization isn't to take citizenship away from people who lawfully earned it. Its purpose is to protect the integrity of the naturalization process by ensuring that U.S. citizenship is granted honestly and in accordance with the law. My friend.
We are anonymous.
And we said that, yes, and we said that before, and some people were disagreeing with it. So that's fact. And they can. That's what I'm saying. And the courts and the Congress with the, I mean, they could remove, what's the name, like a heartbeat. Those the ones that preach about Palestine and how much they hate America that became citizens. Don't forget, Omar came here from Somalia. And that's all she does is trash the United States, but she's still in there. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'd like to see Ilhan Omar get deported, really, and sent back and let the warlords in Somalia go after them. That's the whole reason they fled and they got refugee statuses because of that. So I think they should take her out. But they were talking in the chat about that meta settlement. Yeah, $1 billion per state, I think, is what they were saying the payout's going to be, and the state's going to get the money. But I want to see what the state's going to do with the money, because it's not going to go to the people in the state. The state's going to go, oh, we ended up with a little bonus here. I want to see people get tax refunds or something out of that for getting their privacy and everything stolen. That's what I want to see. Do you ever notice that every time they do those big class action lawsuits and everything, we never benefit from it. We never get any of the money. The state always takes the money and spends it whatever they want. And
so this is what the response would be from the politicians in the state that getting all the money. If you want to play that video.
All right, I got one I want to play before.
So I'm a little fucked up. But yeah, I mean, when you showed me up, you put some of the stuffing in the wrong places. So I'm a little.
That's the response you get from Congress and the Senate.
Yeah. If you're lucky, because if you ask Mitch McConnell, you don't get any answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we see dead people, so that's.
Yeah, I think it should be a stipulation in that too. I mean, in the settlement, because what they sued because of the detrimental effects to kids and adolescents and everything. But we never benefit from any, like, what the hell was it? One class action lawsuit I was in, I got a prepaid MasterCard for $5, and it's like, come on, they spent more money on paperwork mailing all the shit out and everything than they did on anything else. Just kind of I don't know. I shouldn't be bitching about it because it was $5 I didn't have, but still, yeah.
Well, yeah, Jeff for college with Jimmy Alpha. That's good.
Yeah, okay. Well, he was down in the hole yesterday. I don't know, but everybody forgot about Mitch McConnell. Nobody's asking about him on the news again. It's like it was a couple days and then nothing again.
Well, what's the name? The two things about Kentucky, right? The governor there is requesting some information about his life being. And the other thing about Kentucky, which I'm very surprised of, and the governor is a Democrat, they have that one mosque in Kentucky. I have to really check that out, but according to the map, they don't have one. Mm-hmm. Now we could bring up. We know that the 25th anniversary is coming up, and there's a statement in this video that what Biden did about the ones that planned the 9/11 attack. So
okay.
You want to play that?
9/11 terror attacks will finally stand trial along with the 3 other terrorists involved. The ruling comes just 2 weeks before the nation marks 25 years since the attacks that changed America and the world. Todd Pyro joins us now with the latest. Todd.
Ainsley, good morning. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who previously said he planned the operation from, quote, A to Z, will finally stand trial for the attacks that killed nearly 3,000 people in New York City at the Pentagon, as well as those aboard United Airlines Flight 93. The self-proclaimed mastermind was arrested in 2003. He's accused of conceiving the plans of having pilots fly into commercial buildings and bringing those plans to al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden. KSM will now appear in court in June 2028 alongside 3 of his alleged co-conspirators, all of whom have been held at Guantanamo Bay since 2006, despite prosecutors pushing for a 2027 trial. A military judge, Michael Schramme, explaining the move, quote, a realistic trial date must account for the hearing and resolution of pre-trial evidentiary and compliance motions. And Schramme is just the latest in a string of judges to oversee the case, with multiple trial dates coming and going over the last 2 decades, all while 9/11 families wait for justice. The case nearly came to a close in 2024 when Mohammed and 2 other terror suspects agreed to a plea deal with the Biden administration in exchange for the death penalty being taken off the table. But that drew backlash from the victims' families, causing the administration to attempt to cancel it. That was later allowed by an appeals court, leading to the moment we are at now. Back over to you.
All right. Thanks, Todd. What I'm amazed about this, it's 25. Well, it was 2003. So 22 years. They're waiting to prosecute these people. And you just see how they were complaining how they've been prosecuted in Gitmo and stuff like that. They had prayer rugs there. Look how clean the bathroom was. They were, it's unbelievable. And they had soccer fields for them too. I mean, it's unbelievable how they're still playing with this thing. And now they're talking about it's the trial ain't coming to 2028. I'm just amazed that they're lingering with this trial, and it's got to go to get more. I know it's a tribunal, all that stuff, but they have the people have it done already. So I don't understand why. So, but that's what I'm pissed off about this. When I saw this morning, and then Biden got involved. The whole thing with Obama. Obama had the Muslim Brotherhood in the White House. They had an office. They're known as a terrorist group now. So all these people that are donating money, like they bring up, the Alibaba that's running in Michigan there. He's part of CARE, and so he should not be allowed at all, even running for Senate. This is how we go. Yeah, still have this guy convicted and executed. I know. I understand. I understand this is how it is, and it's so much. And we just played the citizenship video before, and they're still in Congress, and they still ain't doing shit. And we go around in circle all the time. It just happens. It ain't gonna stop. I know. Military tribunal. You know. Well, they also arrested that Air Force guy that was trashing Trump. Now, if he was in you know about that one, that the Air Force guy was on the steps of the Capitol, and he was screaming out, Trump is guilty, he's all that stuff and everything else. He should go for war crimes and stuff like that. And what happened is he got arrested because he was wearing. If he was saying that in sweatpants and stuff like that, but because you were wearing the uniform and degrading and everything else, the Air Force could bring him up on charges. So I wanted to bring that up too, and that's about it. It ain't just blue states, But I thought that was a video to share. I think it pissed off a lot of. That's why I'm pissed off this one. I can't believe. I mean, to watch people jump out of the building to see what I saw that day and what they did to us. It doesn't matter inside. I mean, they talk about it's an inside job. All these people, like my ears are ringing like crazy. All the inside jobs, and they complain about inside jobs and stuff like that. Doesn't matter. It was them, and most of all the ones, the terrorists that took down and stuff, they were Shiite Muslims. They came out of Saudi Arabia, a lot of them, but they were Shiites, Islamic terrorists. So, but those are the points I wanted to bring up, and there are families. In fact, I was invited to 9/11 memorial in Pennsylvania with the family of Mark Bingham. That was one of the ones that helped take down the plane in Pennsylvania. That was heading. So I mean, all this stuff, and they still come out with these videos. I mean, it's disgusting about, it was the planes didn't really hit the plane, building, and the way they took out I saw the cutout of the plane on the tower, and the other one that hit when it took out the corner. I don't know how many cops or firemen I saw running at the building when it was going out, and how many didn't come out. So that's the sacrifice those guys did. 343 died, perished. I have the list. I'll share it on that day. Well, there'll be no show, right? We got to tell everybody there's going to be no show that day, 9/11. Because we got to get to we got to be there early at 9/11 at Pennsylvania, Shrikesville, Pennsylvania. I don't hear your voice. What happened?
I muted myself because I was coughing. I forgot to unmute. So yeah, there won't be any show on 9/11. So apologies, no Frisky Friday that day, but I think everybody understands why.
We'll talk about Thursday. I'll tell you the events of that day and stuff like that on 10.
Yeah, well, being 25 years too, and that's a special invitation. So you can't miss it. So you know. Oh, I wanted to play that one video, but we don't have enough time now. I gotta wait. I'm waiting on Colleen. So
what video?
The video I told you I wanted to play this morning.
Why did you play it?
Because we don't have enough time now.
How long is the video?
In case Colleen, it's about 3 minutes long. Colleen will be coming any time now. So
it's 9:13.
Yeah, because we won't have time to talk about it afterwards if she comes in. So I'll save it for tomorrow, maybe.
There's a lot of stuff that wasn't shared, especially news media and stuff like that. What I've seen, what I saw, the right way about that day when I came out of the train station, going to the building, was just unbelievable. Beautiful day it was. Oh, good. We going to St. I bet you're going to St. Francis of Assisi. Are you going there? It'll be cooler. Italy's terrible in the summer. Oh my God, yeah.
When I went, it was August. It was hot.
I had to go to a wedding in August. It was like that.
Yeah. So thank you guys for being very understanding about 9/11. you know, very appreciative of everybody that comes in every day and shares their mornings with us. It's a lot of fun. We've been a group for a long time, you know, and we like to keep it that way. And Maureen, I'm jealous. I'd like to be going too. Can you put me in your bag like little Jesus? I could fit in.
Try to take. There's a not far from St. If you're going to St. Fred's, they said there's a place called what's the name of the town? But they make the pizza a meter long, and they have the ovens for it too. It's over a little bit over 3 feet, and they come out and measure it. And if it's not exactly, they give the pizza to the poor people. But it's unbelievable how to make it.
They can give the pizza to me. I'll take it. I'll eat it. I'll even eat burnt pizza.
Yep, based in Avellino. Yep, that's where it is. Yep, I've been there. Beautiful place, Avellino.
Yeah, everybody's talking about Mondami. I'd like to. If he shows up in New York, he is a real scumbag.
Oh, he will. The Muslims got to prove a point, and that's what it is. That's what he'll do. He'll do it because just to piss off people and take it away from exactly what that is.
Mm-hmm.
What they'll all do, all the cops and everything, will turn their back on them. That's what they'll do. It's just a shame on that day that he does something like that.
Yeah, just to disrespect everybody because he's got that Joker smirk too.
Well, they got prayer rugs by the 9/11 memorial. They put prayer rugs there. Talk about an insult.
Mm-hmm.
Piece of shits.
Yeah.
And then
there's a lot of POSs in government too. And I'm not talking, I mean, there's some good people. I think they go in with good intentions, but as soon as they get there, they get corrupted, you know? And that's the part that blows me away. But yeah, Mondami, I hope, well, Scott Libido told him that he challenged Mondami for neither one of them to show up to cause trouble and everything. So we'll see what happens.
They were supposed to put the flag there. They had some problem with it. They were supposed to they said the flag, the place where they wanted to put the flag, the foundation wasn't going to hold because of the museum underneath the 9/11 memorial. So, and then they were going to move it in another place, which would still be above everything. But I don't know if it was approved yet or not. But
can you hear me typing?
Yeah, you can't get
Hi, Pat. We were talking about you this morning, Pat. Were your ears burning? I was talking about the exchange we had on X last night. No, that was pretty good. But Mondami is a bad person. Very bad. And you know what it makes you think of? It makes you think of like when you start going into Revelations and the Antichrist and everything, he would fit the marker for that one.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. And
I'm very surprised the Italians didn't put the pig side in his bed. That's what I was surprised about.
Well, he is awful. You know, to think the disrespect he would be doing to the families showing up. Nobody wants him there. Why do you show up for someplace where nobody wants you? Why? You know.
Look what they voted in New York where 9/11 happened in the city. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's got me all messed up. I haven't been there at all, and I refuse to go there. And I won't be able to take it. I'll be starting to have nightmares now next week. Usually a week before.
Yeah.
They slow it down, but it happens a week before.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot to remember from that day.
Now I'll put up photos a lot of people haven't seen, so we could do that. I'll do that. We'll do that. I'll have everything ready. I'll send you the photos. We'll do like a slide.
I have it, the one we did last year. I have it all on my computer still from last year. So I saved it.
All right, we could do that.
Yeah. Because it was Charlie Kirk was 9/10, and then And then it was 9/11 because I
Yeah, and
remember exactly where we were.
Piece of shit Pikus sings a song about Charlie Kirk being killed and everything else. They did a song. They got it's amazing the mentality of these people and how they convince these young assholes, college graduates, they can't say they can't pick up a screwdriver. It's unbelievable. So, but that's why the colleges they should stop all their money from the government. They shouldn't get anything, and then they should be penalized on their what do they call that thing that they have that fund they have. They got billions of dollars. All money comes from China and everything else.
Did you see what happened with AOC? She had an affair. This is what I read last night. She had an affair with Cory Booker, and her fiance called off their engagement. And Cory Booker's leaving his wife.
Ooh,
it's like the National Enquirer. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know about Booker. I always thought Booker was kind of light in the loafers, but so maybe AOC is a switch hitter.
Oh, you're talking about Spartacus.
Yeah. I read that last night. I started laughing so hard I couldn't. But I'm like, get out, Cory Booker and AOC. But that it's funny. I don't know if it's true. I'm just saying that's what I read on X last night.
I believe it. Look at them two. What do you call Raskin and what's her name had an affair during the.
Oh yeah, Liz Cheney. That one's funny. Raskin and Liz Cheney because she'd probably crush him. He's a little weasel.
Yeah, that's the guy from Jersey. Yep.
I seen it says Booker just got married recently, and then I seen that it said he was leaving his wife because of it. So I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. It's just what I read, and I thought it was pretty funny, so that's why I said it. So I'm not, putting false information out there. It's just a legend.
This is a 28-second video if you want to put it up.
I am. No one shouldn't have to say it, but I am. No one is going to get a pass. We're going to hold every single member of the Trump cartel accountable.
Is it Marvin is he supposed to be Marvin the Martian?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. I don't know. There's so much stuff that goes on that we don't know about. You'd like to know about the personal lives of everybody in Congress, and find out how bad they really are. Look at all the affairs and stuff that come out.
I met a lot of people, survivors and stuff like that. Love Christ. People don't realize there's people still dying from the after effects. It's up to 7,250 in the last count I got, which that died. It's the 3,000 that died with the buildings, and then with the firemen and police and Port Authority, and then they had we didn't count the terrorists. We count the ones that were in the plane, but not the terrorists. Then you had, but the total's up to 7,250 people have died from the effects of 9/11. I mean, the ashes and everything else that they had in their face. What's her name? Who was the one that inspected the ground there? Whitman? Was it Whitman?
Christy Whitman.
She was there and said the air quality is fine. And I said, bullshit.
That was just for people would go down there and help. That's the only reason she said it.
I said bullshit because I know it was in those buildings. Asbestos was really bad. I mean, the buildings were. How much asbestos were in those buildings? Mm-hmm. Even from when the buildings were constructed in the 70s, from the first, I'm talking out until Colleen comes on, but from the first floor to the 70th floor, there were sprayed asbestos, and then asbestos was outlawed. So now they had all this asbestos, and what they did is they put the asbestos in the concretes from the 70th floor up, and then in the other tower. So when those buildings came down, the asbestos is strong. That was put in the concrete, but it made it brittle after the heat and everything else. and the planes were full when they hit. So I mean, especially if you knew how the core of the building was, they come out with all these. Oh, we saw explosions, we saw little sparks. And everybody talks all about that, all that bullshit, but the generator rooms. There were generator rooms. There's diesel fuel and on sub floors, so in case the power was lost in the buildings, that the generators would kick in. But Seven World Trade is another mystery. But they had a lot of backup generators in Seven World Trade. I worked in those buildings, so I just when Seven World Trade went up, we went over there to do work. So, and they had the FBI in there, the CIA, the Emergency Task Force, and the reason why that was done was to keep an eye on all the traders in the trade center, because they had a lot of trading firms in there that they were the FBI was checking on them with the inside trading about the money. A lot of gold.
Yeah, you know who made a lot of money on insider trading that day was American Airlines.
Whoever had stock, because they know about it.
Yeah, there was definitely insider trading. They had a tip off of everything that was coming on. You don't move that much money that day unless you've got a heads up. It's just impossible.
Yeah,
it's not coincidental.
Yeah, I want to go to Alaska too.
Alaska?
Yeah, they're talking about. Somebody's talking in the chat about Alaska.
It's cold. I don't
So
like
what?
going places. It's cold. You want to have a bear jump in the potty window like it did on that one video?
Oh yeah, that was funny. That guy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put that up tomorrow.
Yeah, the bear went after the deer. The deer went through the window, right?
Uh-huh.
And then the bear was.
Colleen's here, so let me introduce her. Go ahead, finish it on.
Sorry.
All right. So Colleen Wallace is here. Colleen is the AGNP, and she's the owner, along with her husband. They operate Wallace Health, and they do a lot of things that she's going to tell you what they do. And I think it's really good. So many people are interested in holistic health on the show. So, Colleen, I'm going to bring her up. Let's see. Where are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. I'm in beautiful Ocala. We're setting up our RV ready for Rock the Country. So that's where I'm outside in the middle of a horse farm. How are you guys this morning?
Good. So we're all excited to have you come on. And you didn't give me a heads up what you're going to talk about. So it's going to be a surprise for everybody.
Okay, well, I'll just give you a general overview anyway, just to give people an idea of what we do. One of the most important things that we do at Wallace Health is it's more of an individualized treatment plan. We don't just see patients as numbers. We don't just see patients as, Mr. Jones. We talk to them, we get to know them, we try to find out what's most important to them and their health, and we meet them where they are. So, for example, if Mrs. Smith comes in and her normal cardiologist or normal doctor wants to put her on a statin because of her cholesterol, it's high, she has genetic factors, whatever it is, and she doesn't want to take a statin. So typical patients, they would just be non-compliant and not want to take the statin because it causes muscle pain or fatigue or any other side effects that it could have. What we do is we talk to them, get to know them, make other holistic type recommendations. For example, we would say, hey, if you take citrus bergamot, that can lower your cholesterol naturally by 30%. Teach them about dietary changes. Talk to them about red yeast rice with CoQ10 can also lower your cholesterol. High psyllium fiber can lower your cholesterol, which is just something as simple as Metamucil. Things such as that. We ask them, what's important to you? What do you want to change about your health or better yourself? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to eat better? Do you want to get healthy by working out, build more muscle mass, fend off arthritis? There's so many different things that people want to do. Now, if someone says, hey, I don't want to change my lifestyle, I just want to take the pill and, and do it that way, that's fine too. It's your body, your choice. And if you don't want to take medication, that's fine. If you want to take medication, that's fine. We also do things such as hormone replacement therapy, which is anti-aging. People don't realize that there are safe hormones out there, not just big pharma. You could do things such as pellets or creams, which are bioidentical hormones. Those aren't going to cause the HRT-related cancers that people are concerned about, like breast cancer, ovarian cancer, cervical cancer, prostate cancer. Do you guys have any questions so far?
Yes, people are saying about the cholesterol medications. Can you talk a little bit about what the adverse reactions are with statins and why we have so many people with Alzheimer's and stuff?
Well, that's the one big concern is they talk about statins causing problems with your brain long term, and also again a big one is usually muscle pain and fatigue. So patients that are older, a lot of times we already have arthritis, we already have muscle pain, we already have fatigue, so it makes those things worse. Plus, it can affect your liver in a negative way. That's why people don't like statins. We do need bad cholesterol in our body, but we only need so much. Another important factor when it comes to cholesterol is that if you have a high good cholesterol, which has genetic factors, but if you're also very active, that can raise your good cholesterol. That acts like a Brillo pad and filters out the bad stuff. So just being something as simple as being more active can lower your bad cholesterol and raise your good cholesterol. So there's lots of different factors involved. And again, genetics has a huge play, but also diet and lifestyle as well.
I know what you're saying about genetics. It's like mine is naturally high, and so is my mother's. And my mom's thin, I'm thin, and I won't take the statins. I just refuse to do it too because of that. And my mom was taking them, and she started getting more forgetful. And when I started telling her about it, that's when she stopped taking them because it does affect you. And like what you're saying, why there's cholesterol with breast milk and everything. And what throws me off is the medical community is so enforcing on your cholesterol levels and everything, but they don't ever explain to you the difference between good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, and that you absolutely have to have cholesterol because that's what your brain is made out of.
Exactly. And if you have too little, it's not good either. So that's why there's a delicate balance as well. And people don't explain it. And you know, most doctors are about big pharma. And so, you know, we need big pharma for a reason. There are lots of conditions out there that we absolutely need medications for, and there's nothing else that we can do to defend it, you know, and it affects quality of life. But when it comes to things like cholesterol, you know, there are lots of things that you can do and supplements that you can do to naturally bring it down and just do it in a natural way. Like I said, just citrus bergamot alone, which is a derivative of an orange tree, can bring it down by up to 30%. Thankfully, my cardiologist is very good and very open to more of a functional medicine approach, is where most doctors, if you tell your cardiologist you're going to stop taking your statin, that's it. He'll fire you. He doesn't even want to see you anymore, which is crazy. Same thing with your blood pressure, you know. And thankfully, my cardiologist told me, he said, Colleen, most patients, even if they're doing all the right things, eating healthy and taking supplements, if they still have a high cholesterol, if they take the lowest dose of Crestor, which is 5 milligrams, that's typically all they need. And then they don't have the negative side effects, as where other doctors will put you on 80 atorvastatin or the highest dose of the statins, you know, which is not needed. And there's something called an ASCVD risk calculator, which is an app that you can put on your phone as a healthcare provider or as anybody. And what you can do is you can put in your height, your weight, your age, do you smoke, you know, all those types of factors, put in your cholesterol, your A1C, and it'll tell you your risk factor over 10 years of a stroke or a heart attack. And so I do that with a lot of patients to explain to them, listen, even though your cholesterol is a little high, don't worry, because when we look at all these other factors involved, your risk factor for having a stroke or a heart attack over 10 years is very low.
Can you address gabapentin? Not like you don't have to go into like a lot of detail, but I know we've had this discussion in the chat and everything before about the adverse reactions to gabapentin and how difficult it is to wean yourself off too.
So, you know, I have a lot of patients that I give gabapentin to, and it's a great drug when you need it. Max dose for gabapentin is 3,600 milligrams. It is a seizure med, but they also found that it helps with neuropathic pain. It helps with other pathways, and it also helps with sleep. So, you know, sometimes an elderly patient, especially if they're having neuropathic pain for unknown origin, you know, or they have diabetes, whatever it be, if you put them on a low dose of gabapentin, sometimes that helps them. I try to do all the natural things first, but it is a safe drug. I mean, because it is a seizure med, you know, you should wean it. I have more patients that seem to have trouble getting off Lyrica than they do gabapentin. Now, gabapentin is not controlled in the state of Florida. Lyrica is. That has a tendency to be more habit forming. It is the same type of drug, So is duloxetine, but for some reason they found that Lyrica, especially in pain management, is harder to get off, and that's why it's more controlled. So I personally have not had a patient that have had a hard time with gabapentin, but it's possible.
Yeah, I know that some doctors seem to pass that out like candy. That was the only reason I was addressing that. When you anecdotal evidence from people just talking, and they'll say, "Well, they put me on this or they put me on that." And what you're saying about the Lyrica, I remember that my son had a TBI, and after that, they put him on the Lyrica, and it actually helped him with focus, which I don't even know if that was an intended side effect of that drug or intended action of it, but it did help him. But yeah, he did have a little bit of trouble weaning off, and he was on, I think, maybe 6 months.
Yeah, that may be an off-label use. I'm not familiar with it, but it's possible. A lot of these meds, even amitriptyline, for example. Amitriptyline is a great drug. It's an old seizure med, but they found that it helps with sleep, helps with anxiety, helps with depression, and it doesn't cause ED or weight gain. So that's a lot of times my go-to when patients are not, when all of the other, supplements don't work for a patient, they need something else. And it doesn't have a lot of interactions with a lot of the other SSRIs or, depression meds, anxiety meds, or whatever. So it's a good adjunct that people forget about. And again, when you're looking at whether it be a menopausal woman or an older, person, and they're already struggling with weight or they're trying to stay thin, for their joints, for health, to exercise, for all the reasons, last thing you want to do is put them on an SSRI that's going to cause, like I call Paxil, pack on the pounds. It's just Prozac, same thing. They pack on 30, 40 pounds right away. So I'm very in tune to that type of thing. And, my nurse practitioners in the office, they're great, but they're younger. And a lot of times they don't realize, they'll say, "Hey, what about this? What about this?" And I'll look at the patient. I'll say, "Well, the patient's already struggling with weight. Last thing we want to do is that, because then they're going to put more weight on. They're going to be more depressed. So why don't we try this instead?"
What is a natural supplement that you can take that would help you if you're trying to lose weight?
Believe it or not, we have something in the office called Calo Curb, and it is a hops from Australia. All natural. The only contraindication for a person that can't take it is someone who's breastfeeding, because obviously it's Hobbs, or pregnant. But I have patients that lose 20, 30 pounds in up to 60 days, and it's just a natural thing. We have other things too, like we have something called a Slim Shot. What is it? It's a B12 with amino acids. It helps speed your metabolism, helps you lose weight. There are so many things that we have in the office. We have like a menu of weight loss options.
I liked what you were some of the stuff you have written up about peptides and everything, and now you're seeing that all in commercials and advertisements. I think I seen one the other day where they're advertising that. Can you address that a little bit?
Sure. So so peptides are amino acids that are naturally occurring in our body. And sometimes our body doesn't make them. Sometimes our body doesn't process them. Sometimes we just don't have them. But as we age, if we have them, we lack them. So everybody hears about semaglutide and tirzepatide. Those are GLP-1s. That's a class of diabetic medication that it is, but then it's also FDA approved for weight loss. But when you're talking about peptides for weight loss, retatrutide is a GLP-3. And so it is even more effective than the GLP-1s. So for weight loss, but they've also found that it has lots of anti-inflammatory properties. The more, these are new drugs. So the more they research them, the more they find that they're amazing. Believe it or not, I take peptides myself. I take something called Clow, which is a stacker. It has copper. It has BPC 157. It has lots of other things in it for collagen, for brain health, for anti-aging, for muscles, for everything. But and we have peptides in the office. I love peptides. They're a great natural thing. And they even have peptides, believe it or not, for autism. So I found for autism, for cerebral palsy, they're doing research at Moffitt and Mayo right now on a lot of these peptides, even though they're not FDA approved, but I think Kennedy is going to get them there. I think long term they will be, and they find that, of course, big pharma's against it, like they're against anything natural or good.
Yeah.
If you look at first line treatment for knee pain and for knee arthritis, it's platelet rich plasma therapy, which is what we do in the office. Nobody ever covers it insurance wise. Like you have to pay for it out of pocket, even though it's first line treatment. Yeah, first line treatment. Best practice. Yeah. So I fixed my knees 6 years ago with PRP. Amazing. I would have thought at 50 I would need bilateral knee replacements from playing sports. and I have no knee pain at all. And I stay ahead of it. You know, every 2 years I do PRP in my knees. And now what I've done is I've added stem cells and exosomes, which are anti-aging and amazing technology as well. So there's so many natural things that you could do out there for weight loss, for aging, for brain health, for Alzheimer's, and people just don't know it. Thank God we have the internet now, because people can do legitimate good research. They even have a chat GPT for medical professionals called Open Evidence, that even if I don't know an answer to something, I could look it up and it gives me quick, legitimate, information from good sites like National Institute of Health or Mayo Clinic.
Yeah, the NIH has some really good supplemental material under their library and everything. I reference that quite a bit on different things too. And I use Grok and stuff too, especially if you're trying to find a combination of something that'll work for you with a specific, what the reaction you want out of it. And I think I found it very helpful. And seeing George should do the plasma for his knees.
I'll be
for
there.
sure.
I'll be there, Clay.
For sure. I actually had a gentleman, he was 74 years old, and he could only walk with a cane and had to use, to bear weight. He had to really use the cane a lot. And after only one treatment of PRP with stem cells, I think he only did stem cells. He didn't even do exosomes. He was shocked. He did it on Thursday. By Monday, he was already calling to book to do it again and to do better stem cells and both knees, because he's like, I'm already not walking with the cane at home. He goes, I barely have to use it now. He goes, and that's only after 5 days. I can't imagine what it's going to be like after several weeks. And now what I do is I make sure that I check, a lot of these places rip people off. I check to make sure that it's not bone on bone. If you're bone on bone, you're not a good candidate for PRP. You're not going to get good results, And then I also check, depending on age, of course, do you have good platelets in your blood? If you don't have good platelets, you're not going to get good platelet-rich plasma. So you won't necessarily get good results. But even BPC 157, which is one of the peptides, I have a good chiropractor buddy that I'm friends with, and he was complaining about his dominant arm shoulder pain. He probably adjusts 30 people a day. I'm sorry. Someone's asking me to move. So he probably adjusts like 30 people a day, and just injecting him with BPC 157 and using a technology called acoustic wave technology, which is sound wave technology. It's used for a lot of different things. We fixed his shoulder after 2 weeks. No shoulder pain, gone. So now what he's doing is he's sending me pro golfers and WWE wrestlers and all kinds of people that he knows as a chiropractor. We have a lot of chiropractors, physical therapists, people that are into fitness. I have 2 people that I work with that own gyms, and they send people to me, just because they're more of a functional medicine type person. DOs are more functional medicine. People that own gyms, they're into health, they're into fitness, they're into working out. And that's, that's tendency that's where I like to be. Not everybody's there, but that's where I like to be if possible.
They could get a lot of supplements online from you, right? If they go onto your website.
Yeah. Yes, we have a supplement store called Full Scripts. And so if anyone's interested in any type of supplement, the positive thing about Full Scripts is that any supplement you get there is going to be a legit, good quality supplement. Made in the USA, third-party tested, good quality. And once you go on there, like say, for example, I recommended citrus bergamot. We have it in the office too, but if you wanted to ship to your house, you can pay for it online and ship right to your house. And if you wanted that, you then have access to everything. They have natural products for hair, for skin, all kinds of supplements. I mean, like everything that you can imagine is on there. From hyaluronic acid for your face to retin-A, natural retin-A like bakuchiol, so anti-aging stuff. So it's a great thing to have.
I use that hyaluronic acid. I use the hyaluronic acid, and I have it in my shampoo. I have it in my body wash, everything. And I swear by it. I noticed a huge difference after a year of using it.
It is. And another good thing that's in products now, especially beauty products that people don't realize, we had been growing it on our farm for over 10 years, is something called Moringa, Moringa. Moringa is an anti-inflammatory, anti-aging, antioxidant, boosts your immune system. It's a superfood. And so it grows in our environment here in Florida because we're like similar to India and Asia with the climate being warm. But now they're putting it in shampoos. They're putting it in people that have eczema, for example. My nurse in the office makes soaps, and she puts it in soaps for patients that have eczema because it stops the inflammation process and it helps them with the eczema instead of using steroids, which a lot of people don't like because it makes your skin thin. And so that's not good for your collagen or your skin, and then it causes you to age. So you can use Moringa, and that's a better thing.
So when to buy your products, do they go to Well Health for you Gmail or to go to that fullscript.com? What is it?
Yeah, so once you're hooked up with us, or you can even send an email if you wanted access to the supplement store, and then Angie would send you a link to Full Scripts, and then you can get the products from anywhere, anywhere in the country shipped right to you. So if they just went to the Wallace Health email, and then, they would just say, hey, I'm interested in Full Scripts, Angie will send you a link once we have your email, then you would have access to everything and anything that you wanted.
Yeah, we're running your email address right along the bottom for everybody, and I got it going really slow. I just don't want everybody to undulate you in one day with all these emails for your staff. But I think just people are in the chat are really, really interested in everything that you're saying. It's a really good information. And what I like is that what you say, Big Pharma, Big Pharma is good for some things, but for some things they aren't, because
Exactly.
it's all about the money.
Exactly. I've even had cancer patients that fought, esophageal cancer for years with just natural things and food. You know what I mean? I've had patients that have fought thyroid cancer for years with natural things and food. Now you have to be careful because some of these people that are out there, like there's a big one in Tampa, and I can't think of the name of it, but they talk about doing like coffee enemas and this and that and all these outside the box treatments. Like I do ivermectin and menbendazole and hydroxychloroquine, and I've cured cancer with it. I take ivermectin myself every day. I have a compounding pharmacy make it. They do those types of things. But then when we asked them, I had a breast cancer patient that went out there and did a consultation. We said, hey, what's your success rate? Because if someone is doing the right thing for the right reasons, they're going to have a success rate. They're going to say, oh, we took care of 385 patients, and 285 of them did well. The other 100 had to do traditional treatments or their cancer came back or whatever. They had no information. That's a red flag right there, saying they're just there to take your money. And they wanted $150,000 from this girl. Now, if someone's fighting breast cancer, she already is not going to be able to work. So thankfully, we did natural things. She was very young. We did traditional treatments, but we also did natural things, and she's doing very well. She's, thank God, cancer-free, did her last radiation, just recently. But just ivermectin alone, I had a VA patient. He was a veteran, a friend of a friend, came to me, stage 3 prostate cancer. After ivermectin for 1 year, the VA was amazed. He was cancer-free. Thank God. Yeah. And there's natural things that you can do with cancer too, even with prostate cancer. There's light therapy now that they have doing that instead of doing aquablation, which is very ablative, or doing a complete prostatectomy, then patients have urinary problems. They have, ED problems. The light therapy that they have now, they're doing it at Moffitt and I think Shands. Great success, no problems with ED. The prostate's still there. It's an old treatment that's been around forever, but not recommended because they make a lot of money on the other stuff. So, believe it, there's like a 98 or 99% success rate. Then they don't have ED problems. They don't have urinary incontinence problems, and they just go on with their regular life, which is important. Quality of life is key.
Quality of life over quantity. And I think that's a lot of the choices that a lot of cancer patients have to make at that point is it quantity or quality? And myself, I would always go for quality of life over quantity.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. And I worked as a hospice nurse for years. I worked in the ER 15 years. So I agree, and it's your body, your choice. That's one of the most important things. You have to have options, especially when it comes to cancer or any kind of serious treatment. I say, hey, get a second opinion. And if the doctor that you went to first is mad about that, that's a problem with that doctor. Because if I was a doctor and I was an oncologist and a patient said to me, hey, I like what you have to say, but I want to ask this other doctor what his options are, what his thoughts are, I would be like, yes, by all means, make your decision based on the knowledge that you have. Don't just go with the first guy who tells you whatever he's going to tell you. Go to 2 or 3 different doctors because there may be treatments out there that you don't even know about.
Exactly. Well, we really appreciate you coming on, and I know you're going to have a fun day today, but you're going to come back in 2 weeks, correct?
Absolutely, 100%. And if anyone has any questions, they can email us. I'd be happy to email them or call them anytime.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. Have a great day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Colleen,
Bye.
bye.
Love you.
She's so sweet.
She's
that
good
was fun.
Hi.
Hi.
And it's not, hey, Dr. Schwartz.
Hello. I was listening.
May the Schwartz be with you.
And also with you. And we lift up our Schwartz. We lift them up. I always think of when I was in Catholic school, when I was all the masses. That was an interesting conversation.
Oh, that's Colleen Wallace. She's a nurse practitioner. down with Wallace Healthcare in Umatilla, Florida. And she
Yeah.
comes, she's going to be coming on every 2 weeks. So we're going to do a health segment, and she's more holistic health and peptides and
No, that's
and
cool. That's what, like,
aesthetics.
you should get her and Kelly together. They'd be on the same page.
Yeah, Colleen's she talks really fast too, you know. So I know people in the chat were having a little bit of problem keeping up, but that's
I
why
don't
the
know.
email address is along the bottom.
I don't know anybody else who talks really fast on the show. I don't. Today I'm slow on your show. I get really. I wanted to say happy birthday, and then I got all distracted. But happy birthday, Trix.
Oh, thank you. I don't want another birthday though, but that's the way it goes.
I don't celebrate mine either. So what are you still? I'm still 26. I don't know what age did you stop?
22.
Okay.
Yeah,
Younger than
that's
me.
when that was a good year. 30 was a good year though too. 30 was good.
30 was good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
30
stopped
good.
celebrating at 26. George, you don't look a day over 50. George, look at you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's all the good help I get from Colleen.
Yeah. So where's
got
Sean?
people.
I know sometimes Mark is tomorrow, but where's Sean Lucas?
Work meeting. He had to take off today. Well, he was here earlier, but he had to leave for the work meeting. You know, we give him grace because he has a real job. You know, we don't. He has a real job.
Real job? I mean,
he has a real job.
Beg to differ, but
Well, we have a job too, but his he actually gets a paycheck for his.
That's true. We don't get paychecks for ours. Well, are you guys doing the
Doc.
Rumble? Yeah.
But
Go
Doc,
ahead.
there's a lot of people get messed up after these vaccines, man. It's unbelievable. They're finally admitting it too a little bit.
Well, I mean, we tried to tell you.
I know you
gave
told
up.
me.
Not you. I
was
mean,
the-
like, you know,
I was the
not
first
you.
guy that paid attention to you.
Well, I mean, you know, do you remember when we went to that thing? We just met in person that day when you came to
Right.
that book
Your
signing.
Yeah, your book signing. Yeah.
And you remember, like, you could hear a pin drop in the room because people are so confused. And then, like, when you make it make sense, they go, oh, and they just get they're like dogs. Their heads go to the
And they
side.
couldn't believe there weren't a lot of people here too. There were enough, but I'm just saying, but people were
Well,
amazed.
and
The
I don't-
response that you got was unbelievable.
I don't want to bash the books. It was at Oxford Exchange, but Oxford Exchange, the employees there can be very well on the other side. And as a matter of fact, when they booked me for the book signing, the lady who runs the place said to me, she goes, I have to, you know, put a certain amount of people in from the other side, so this will satisfy that. And I was like, what? I go, the book's not political. She goes, it's not. I go, well, maybe you should try reading it first. You know, they look at the cover and they think it's political. I go, it has nothing to do with politics. I go, this has to do, and I go, it doesn't even mention Fauci. It doesn't. I go, read the book. And then it was supposed to be like, she had it out. I think she had it out in the main store, like, you know, featured prominently for like a day. And then it mysteriously disappeared because I would go in every week and, you know, grab coffee and take a look and and I was like, I can't even find my book anymore. So it was weird. You give up because you were fighting the whole machine and you don't even realize, like, even when I went to the Library of Congress, I had asked the lady at the counter about my book and she goes, oh, she looked at the cover and she was visibly upset at the cover. And I'm like, what? You're the Library of Congress. You're not supposed to like care what's in here. You work against the whole of the world. And it's amazing. We're coming up. It's funny if you think about it, because this thing came out in 2019. So we're coming up on 8 years. 8 years. Think about that. I'm sorry, not 8 years. 7 years. 8 years. Now I'm all fucking discombobulated. I'm looking at the clock here, and I'm getting it all wrong. But we're coming up on 7 years that this thing broke out. It was like October, November of 2019, and people still have no clue. None whatsoever. I mean, I'll get into the most basic of conversations, and I'll go, "How long does the virus stay in your system?" I don't know. What's the incubation period? I don't know. They have no idea. And then they get people throwing out things. Oh, it's another flu. It's totally different than the flu. PCR tests. You don't even know if you've never used it, but people who've never used PCR testing want to tell me everything about it when they've never done it before. It's amazing to me. I gave up, like, if you want to read now I'm at the point, I'm like, if you want to pick up the books, pick up the books. You guys know a little bit more about it than most people, but most people in the world, with all the lockdowns, George just disappeared again. With all the lockdown, there you're back. With all the lockdowns, with all the masking, with all the nonsense. I got something on masks today I think you're going to enjoy. It's in San Francisco now. They are, thank you, Trixie. I know you actually took the time to read them, and I appreciate that.
Two.
And that one, you read that one too. But you got a bookmark in that one. So I don't know. Are you halfway through?
No, it was something that I wanted to make sure I could find real easy.
Oh, look at that.
So I
See,
put a
you're even
bookmark
using
in
me
there.
for sites. I love it. In San Francisco now, they are enforcing mandatory masking not the government, in certain groups to go out. And they're enforcing it. They kick people out if they're not where I got it. I'll play it on the show today. You're gonna love it. But the masks have come back in certain areas. They call them clean air somethings, and it's like a group of morons. You'll see they all have blue hair and nose rings, and they're fucking idiots. Their IQs are like 4. Like they might as well just go to Somalia. They'll fit right in. But it's amazing how we have dumbed down the entirety of the populace in the world. We have a lot of people, even on our side, who have no idea what's going on. They think they found the Rosetta Stone and went down some rabbit hole. Ron Johnson and I talked about that because he was one of them. And I'm so disappointed in where we are. If this happens again, by the way, I had a guest on the other night who was talking about H5N1. And he is a former intelligence officer, United States Air Force colonel. And I said to him, I said, you know what, Dr. Drew, I said, his name's Dr. Drew Miller. So I don't want to confuse you with Dr. Drew Pinsky. But I said, it's funny you said that because I've been saying that for months, about a year now, that H5N1 is the one that I'm worried about because that's the one they've been manipulating to try to get from, instead of animals, to animal or human to human transmission. And that's the one I'm worried about. He said the same thing. But nobody wants to listen to us. I know there's going to be a day when they come back and go, can you tell us now? I'm going to go, nope, too late. I'm taking my wife. We're going in the plane. I'll take my stepson. We'll go somewhere far away from everybody and let them all die off because I don't care anymore. I don't. I've gotten to the point where I gave up.
They said do an audio for your book. So
take the time to read it. I got to take the time to do the audio. I don't feel like doing it. Somebody else just George, read it to them in your voice. Father, look at the plan. It's the plan.
That's right. If you don't follow the plan, you ain't getting it. That's
Chapter 1, perspective. Let me tell you about that.
I'm
Let
in
me
your
tell you
book.
about this guy.
I'm in one of your books.
You are in the third book, I believe.
Yeah, third book, second chapter. Third chapter.
Because I wrote about the grassroots organizations that make this country great. We always focus on the government. I want a government so small I don't even know it's there. I'd rather know more about Born to Ride for 45 than I do about what's going on in the federal government. We have made such a mess of this country in 250 years. And Dr. Drew said the other day, if you want to go back and watch an interview, you can. But Dr. Drew said the other day, most countries only last 250 years. And he said, we're in the middle of a civil war right now. Just nobody really gets it, but we are. So,
yeah, that's
we
true.
We discussed that a while back ago, too. Doctor,
right? It's a cold civil war because it's just like the Cold War, right now. It's good, but no kinetic action except for verbally right now, but it could go the other way.
Yep. Go get your weapon. I just bought another gun the other day. So
I got a few.
Yeah.
I went to, what do you call it? The message that we got very, very nicely was when I went up to Dearborn. It was very nice.
Good. Keep doing what you're doing, George. Don't let anybody dissuade you from doing it.
I'm not. I'm getting pissed because I can't believe the loyalty of people and all this shit and everything else is just unbelievable. They don't understand. It's amazing that they don't realize what's going on. It's like they're in La La Land.
It's an old saying. I say it to my stepson and my wife all the time, George. Never expect people to react the way you expect them to, because you will just disappoint yourself. But it's just be yourself, be true to yourself. Don't give a shit what anybody else thinks. Just keep pushing forward. And
that's what I do, because I feel like I feel I have to. Like the same thing when we did all the rescues and stuff down with the hurricanes and stuff. I said, I'm not going to do this shit again. I mean, it cost me so much money. Yeah. And I just said, no, I have to do it. I got to do it. I was pacing back and forth at nighttime. And that's what happened. I got everybody together and we went down what we had to do and stuff like that.
Good.
So, and then when I created a GoFundMe page to get some money back, they said I was pocketing the fucking money. But they're jealous they didn't come out with that idea.
People are pretty predictable, George. You just got to ignore it. You just got to move forward.
Because I think Bull, George translation microphone needs to when he reads here.
Cop it.
I gotta go hit my button.
I gotta go. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you.
You guys, I'll see you soon. Happy birthday, Trixie. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll do.
Bye.
Love you, man. Bye.
Yeah, so I hope everybody enjoyed today. I did. It was a fast hour and a half. Colleen is she's good at what she does.
I'm telling you,
she's interesting.
Yes, if you visit her office, everybody in the office is pleasant. I went there to go see them and talk to them about stuff, but they're excellent. And they, you got to worry about, if you took the vax and find out what the effects would be, and stuff like that. And they have a lot of good information. Colleen's great people, even her husband.
Ken, yeah.
The whole
Ken's
family,
nice.
they're real good. They're real good people.
Yeah.
I mean, I know them for a long time. Loyal to this country. You love this country. Great patriots. In fact,
I'm gonna bring up the picture of Colleen. She did this is how patriotic she is. She did a shoot for Style magazine and one for Thunder Roads, and this is the one from Style. And they have a whole write-up about her, about healing with compassion and everything. And she is really holistic, and that's a really good thing with all the additives that are in drugs and the adverse reactions that you get and everything. She's a really good source, and I would push everybody that has questions, use the email down there and get information from them. I have some stuff too. If you want to get a hold of her and you don't have this, get a hold of me and I'll give it to you.
Sorry.
That's okay. Maybe you need to go see Colleen because now you're coughing. No, I don't know. We thought everybody would enjoy having her on, and she's going to take questions and everything too. Every 2 weeks, she's going to talk about something different. So if you have questions, get them to me ahead of time so that I can get them to her so that she can answer them for you. But she'll be back 2 weeks from today.
She's always bubbly, always smiling. You go in there dying, and she'll make you laugh.
Yeah.
She's,
yeah.
And the whole staff that she has, they're great, very nice people. The whole thing, everybody.
Yeah.
But the husband's my my vice president for Florida, so it's good people. He's a good guy. So
everybody here always wants this kind of sources and stuff like that. So I thought, George and I were talking, and we talked to Colleen, and she was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." She was more than welcome on here.
Yeah,
so.
let's see if we get a discount on stuff. So.
Oh yeah. I'm sure that's, we'll talk about that when she comes back on. So if anybody wanted to order anything like that. Yeah. And the Mulan does make you cough. That's for sure. But your proof of that, taking it, your coughing is way slowed down, which is a good thing. Yeah. What am I doing for my birthday? We're going to Dirty Bingo. That's what we're doing.
Oh, we forgot our question for today.
I know. We don't have enough time. I'm going to have to do it tomorrow because it's already 1 minute after 10. We kind of had a packed time. So our time was packed.
Well, Dr. Mike comes on, he steals all the time.
Yeah, I know. I love getting him when he's not paying attention. I wait till he looks down or looks to the side, and then I bring him on. That's why he always looks surprised. He never knows when I'm going to do it. So I think it's funny. But so we'll be back tomorrow with Frisky Friday. And what kind of surprises will we have then? And Mark, I hope you're going to be here tomorrow. If you're still in the chat, I think he's still in the chat. So everybody likes Frisky Friday. So we will be back tomorrow. And let's see, what are we going to go out with today? Let's go out with something fun.
So we want to go out for dinner tonight. We got to go tomorrow. Somebody asked about your birthday dinner.
We're going to go tomorrow because we got to do the show in the morning.
She's on the mood for the tomahawk steak.
Maybe I'll come back. I'll come Monday and I'll have it tied up in my hair like pebbles.
I'm bringing a bone back.
Put the bone in my hair. Yeah.
Like pebbles.
Yeah. That would be pretty funny, wouldn't it? Well, since it's almost the end of summer, we're going to play this one. We'll go out to this one. How's this? And we're going to raid Mike Schwartz. So.
It was 1989, my thoughts were short, my hair was long.
Thumbs up.
Between a boy and man. She was 17 and she was far.
The raid isn't working. So.
Yeah, mullet drops, I've been taken, but I got the tuna.
Okay. See you guys all tomorrow.